We want 10-year infrastructure plans on a regional basis because water just doesn't come into a city through its own territory necessarily. What is crucial as we move into the next 5 years is coordinating our planning. Above all, part of the discipline that we want to introduce is that every municipality must budget at least 7% of their operational expenditure for maintenance purposes. And if we get that right, we'll begin to move in the right direction.
And that's why we've convened this summit to say, colleagues, friends, water family, we all have to embrace the spirit of oneness, but also about water being life and sanitation being dignity. Money is not the problem. The solution rests on all of us being passionate, committed, focused, effective, with proper plans and serving our people and going to bed knowing that we have touched the millions of those who rely on us.
Today we have organized Mrs. Elizabeth Morwatsi to just talk from a community perspective on her experiences with regard to water.
One of the key things they did was to teach everybody in these women's cooperatives that in Sikukuni there's hunger, but if we use water sparingly, we'll be able to fight poverty and promote food security. They are now supplying Pick and Pay, they are supplying Spa right in Fitakhomo. 5 of their cooperatives that are involved in the production of sugar beans are now supplying Durban, Delmas, and all over the country. Mayor Elizabeth says she has been created by God, but her duty is to create women's cooperatives. And she's volunteering to assist anyone in ensuring that we set women's co-ops so that then all of us can use water in a responsible manner, but also promote food security. And she thanks everybody.
Surely inspiring and surely an opportunity for replication across the country.
We are the learners from Texila Secondary School. We won a competition called the South African Youth Water Prize, that is for 2014. We were representing Limpopo. We are here to exhibit our project to show the people in the water sector what our project is about and what it can do for South Africa as well as the world at large.
Going forward as a country, we'll probably want to promote an approach that says we need to manage water at local level. So we need to have a packaged way of really ensuring that from an IGR point of view, municipalities are not taken from pillar to post.
Some of the deficiencies with regard to policy and legislation that have been identified has to deal with the linkage between water and sanitation and how to respond to NDP. As the National Water Resource Strategy, they feel like it's only biased towards water. It does not address many issues pertaining to sanitation. Community participatory measures should be encouraged so that the communities themselves, they should have their own solution, not us decide what the communities need. As they say, that is a person who's wearing the shoe who knows best where it pinches.
There are some lower hanging fruits that we need to consider, and that is that we measure our ability to effectively leverage science, technology, and engineering and innovation to make proper impact. Because often you have large-scale programs to make a point, but the mandate of most organizations is very clear that the work that we do is meant to bring about impact and output. But what is critical is that we need to identify our end users in articulating these solutions.
Our group looked at the water resources in the country. So we started by looking at the statistics. What is it that we have? And then we looked at the issues, the challenges. And coming up with solutions, we broke them down into short-term, medium-term, and then long-term. You know, now we've got sanitation as part of our, should I say, it used to be water affairs, and environment. And now we have water and sanitation, so we need to look at those issues as well.
We all know the importance of water for the improved quality of life, more particularly for our rural communities. We heard from yesterday the mother from Sekhukhune. We know that the water problem affects mainly women and children, so we need to empower them by making sure that this resource is properly managed.
Then when we're discussing the upgrading of Arabi Dam, and meaning that just water to drink, we gave them the participation when the board was set. It has never included anybody, and the water only supplies up to Zimanyan. And the rest of the 63 villages that we thought the Arabi Dam would supply are not getting water. They are getting water from somewhere else and other things. And there's a crisis, a deep, deep, deep crisis.
Where is the area, Mama?
That is in Sekhukhune.
The dams are there, they are full into capacity, but those that are in the surroundings have no access to that water.
And part of the design of the summit is to have a significant game changer exactly in that domain.
I attended the private sector breakaway sessions, and personally there was a lot of finance talk, which makes sense, but a lot more water focused than sanitation. And I think there's a lot of ambition, and I think we're moving in the right direction.
Well, this conference was very inspiring. I think the new minister made a very powerful speech.
I participated in the policy environment work breakaway session, and there is a lot of recommendations that have been made in terms of policy and how it can be enhanced so that it can result in the active action plans that can actually be implemented in order to improve the lives of the people.
Out of all the four commissions we have, we will identify some of the key participants who must be part of the strategic planning session of the Department of Water and Sanitation, because it's not about us, it's about how we take forward the mandate that is bestowed upon us. So that when we come with the strategic plan, it's not the strategic plan of the department. It becomes the strategic plan on water and sanitation on behalf of the water family. We do believe that, as Minister Gordon has said, we will not use the issues of funding and lack of resources as an excuse. We will make use of the existing resources in a responsible manner, where we can account on what has been spent on what and whether it has had an impact on those who are supposed to benefit. If we do not have that capacity, let's bring the private sector in to come and help us and let them find where the flaws are and then transfer the knowledge so that we can really sort things out. And we want to be made better people in terms of providing political leadership and stewardship by strengthening the partnership and creating new relationships and consolidating that we have inherited out of the good work that has been done over 20 years. But remember, there are lessons that we have learned out of the 20 years, and therefore we can't hold on what was and not want to explore on what is. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
A declaration of the National Water and Sanitation Summit 2014. We, the delegates, congregated at this National Water and Sanitation Summit on the 1st and 2nd August 2014 in the province of Gauteng, represented by over 400 participants from all 9 provinces. Key stakeholder groups including civil society, academia, the private sector, all spheres of government, state-owned enterprise and agencies, labor, as well as parliamentary portfolio committees. Recognizing the crucial importance of water security and the integrity of the water resources. Recognizing that access to water and sanitation is a basic human right, are determined to address water and sanitation challenges collectively and decisively. Recognizing the primary challenges facing water and sanitation in South Africa and acknowledging the need for innovative solutions that will enable us to take a great leap forward as we collaboratively develop a long-term national vision for water and sanitation. Convinced that we need to bring about radical socio-economic transformation in service delivery, acknowledging the importance of doing things differently through communication and partnerships focusing on people-centered solutions. Fully conscious of the need to realize solutions in the identified deliberation areas of meeting the service delivery challenge, enabling water and sanitation policy, developing and implementing water research, technology and innovation choices, enhancing the state of South Africa's water resources, understanding and defining the role of the private sector. We therefore resolve to chart a pathway toward national water security and sustainable universal access to water and sanitation services within the longer-term NDP timeframe of 2030. Principles. Our actions will be guided by the following principles. Our efforts shall have the net effect of strengthening the developmental state. Our decisions shall be informed by both the best available science, research and technology, as well as real-life local experiences. Our strategies shall be geared toward the development of a South African water industry that is globally competitive and locally relevant. We therefore commit to effectively utilizing the knowledge and information before us to its full maximum for the use of our resources in a diligent and effective manner. Create an enabling environment for those who have been isolated, excluded, and marginalized from education, skill development, and ownership. The repositioning of the function of government through a one-stop center based in the Department of Water and Sanitation, and develop the Water and Sanitation 10-year plan, 2015 to 2025, as the Water and Sanitation pillar of the National Development Plan. The Water and Sanitation 10-year plan shall have the following cornerstones: the development of an inclusive, empowering and integrated water and sanitation policy and legislative environment, an innovative and inclusive service delivery model driven by research and technology, especially with regards to alternative solutions to ensure universal coverage. The third National Water Resource Strategy that will ensure South Africa's long-term sustainable water security in the wake of climate change and our expanded development needs. A novel public-private sector partnership that will both ensure optimum service delivery for all, as well as developing a competitive South African water industry. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to all those that have participated in the process thus far, and invite the broader South African public to join the water family in this journey.